I would rather adjust my life to your absence.
You know, guys, I don't know if you follow Brandon or not. He's got an incredible channel. Most of us are on here, and I use this picture here as a background to give you an idea. You know, he shot a video a while ago saying, you know, he's got over 1 million followers, not us little paltry folks that are not quite at 10,000 yet, but thank you for getting us close. He's like, I can't spend my time reading the comments. There aren't enough hours in the day. I tried to, and I just, you know, I can't. But here we have people who are giving their time, their energy, their experience for free on the interwebs. And some of y'all, I don't know if your mom didn't teach you right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you don't have God in your heart. There is never an excuse to disrespect somebody. There just isn't. You can disagree. I encourage people to disagree with me all the time and not listen to a word I say, you know? But disagreeing is different than disrespecting. And sometimes the best thing to say in response is nothing. And then what happens is relationships that could have been fine and made even stronger are not fine and are not made even stronger. Guys, we're better together. My little tagline you've been hearing me say, go back on my YouTube channel on FICMRepair. 15 years ago, I shot a video about how to install a FICM, one of my few hands-on videos. See a younger version of me. And back then, pre-COVID, pre-everything else, I said, we're all in this together. And we are. And when your comments come in on somebody, I mean, we all make mistakes. I've said things publicly that were wrong. Of course I have. We all have. Doesn't mean I meant to. Doesn't mean I had malice. Doesn't mean I was trying to screw somebody. Just means I was wrong about something. And I was sharing what I thought was right. And turns out I was wrong. We're all wrong every once in a while, and that's okay. Isn't it better to just respond to somebody privately and say, hey, you said this in your video. That's not how I understood it. I thought it was this way. Instead of saying, hey, moron, in a public setting. Or you're being a clown, or you are a clown. So next time Bob comes into the office and Bob's being a jerk, instead of slapping Bob upside the head and saying, Bob, why are you being a jerk? Why don't you instead say, hey, Bob, everything all right? This isn't like you, brother. You want to talk about it? Now, maybe that's the softer, gentler side. Maybe you're going to slam me for this and unsubscribe. You know, if you are, go right ahead. I can't let, the actions of a few dictate who I am. I know who God made me to be. And I think you do too. You know who God made you to be. So do the right thing. Operate with integrity. Appreciate people. Love on people. Support people that support you. You know, I had a guy, as you all know, we rep for everybody. And really no exceptions. We had a guy place an order online. It's been a little bit. About a $5,000 order online. And we called him like we have a tendency to do. Hey, what do you got going on? This guy was just so frustrated. And he's just like, man, I'm tired of this stupid truck. I got this, and this. And I just want it fixed. So we'll talk to him about what's going on. So I spent about an hour and a half with this guy. And come to find out, there was nothing in his shopping cart that was going to solve his problem. All he was going to do is be more broke. And I found out during the call that was the last $5,000 that this guy had. And so we got him turned on to the right solution, which happened to be less money by a fair bit. And like $700, $800 if I remember right. It just wasn't a lot. Not compared to the $5,000 he was going to spend. And he's like, hey man, that's awesome. I see that Amazon's got that for like $5 cheaper. Y'all price match, right? I said, yes, we do. And if you'd like me to price match, I will. Because we know that if you had bought this on Amazon, someone would have called you and they would have spent the time with you to figure out what was actually going on. We know that, right? Well, I'm just saying they are cheaper. No. They may charge less money for that particular part, but you would have bought the wrong one. And you would have spent all this time installing it. It's difficult. And I told the guy, I said, look, if you want me to price match, I will. And he had his price match. All right, that's fine. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, you must be going through some stuff. It's okay. You must need it more than I do. That's fine. But I want you to ask yourself, what kind of world you want to live in? And I'm only commenting on this video, I only stitched here because, I see so many keyboard warriors out there with their chest poked out so far. Man, they're gonna bust their buttons on their shirt if they try any harder. I hope y'all live your life not needing to be right about anything, just wanting to do the right thing. And, just how many stories do we need to see to understand that the world does not revolve around any of us? And, if we can't take some redirection, if we can't take some gentle guidance, not disrespectful, just saying, hey, man, I don't want you to have this problem. Please, I firmly believe this is the better answer. Now, if my firm belief is wrong, tell me. It's fine. I don't need to be right about anything. But come at that conversation with respect, understanding here we have folks spending their time, their nights, their weekends, their whatever, doing nothing more than trying to help you. We sell everything from everyone. As a result, we don't have a dog in the hunt. Do I want all your business? I want all of your business. And why might you give it to us? Because we'll tell you who makes the best and who makes the worst. And we'll tell you who, if some company makes the best X, but they make a crappy Y, we'll tell you that. Now, we're not going to publicly proclaim it from the rooftops, that this company over here makes crappy this or crappy that. That's just not being neighborly, right? But if you get on a call with us privately, we'll give you your opinion, give you our opinion. And if you want to go against it, that's fine. We'll sell you the other thing. And we'll just, with all the love in the world, we'll tell you, hey, that's just been our experience, but we wish you the best. But because we're vendor agnostic, it's a lot easier to be neutral and just try to help you, which is what this gentleman on his channel does. He's just trying to help folks. The level of technical prowess that he has, I would say in the world of transmissions in this particular case, I would venture to say it's unmatched. You got a transmission problem, you want to know what this guy has to say. And, if he gives you a few minutes of his time to help you privately, man, just be thankful, be respectful, be honorable to that. Say thank you. Ask him what you can do to make his life better, because he just gave you a piece of his 24 hours. And all of us only get 24 hours. I spend a lot of my time looking for a better world, looking to show people that there's just a better way to be. And it doesn't have to be me, 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 me. The biggest form of love, folks, is seeking to understand. You know how easy it is to judge people? It's easy. It's the coward's way. So if you have a penchant to judge somebody, imagine, just evaluate your own heart and say, do I operate that way? And if I do, who hurt me? Why am I coming at people this way? And if you're responsible for doing this to somebody else in the past, maybe just suck it up, buttercup, and apologize to them. Privately, publicly, whatever you need to do. But make it right. Because these people, they didn't deserve that kind of treatment. All right? FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. Thanks for listening.